Hey folks, Spencer Rempel, working for Northern Stores all across Canada's Great North. And today I'm coming at you from Moose Factory. Yeah, what a name for a place, eh? This is a really neat place. In fact, they got their 350th anniversary coming up. History, history, history. This is one of the first places that, that Hudson's Bay actually established in all of Canada, in all of Rupert's Land, way back in the day. And so a lot of neat history here. Of course, the Northwest Company has taken over those stores that were left by the Hudson's Bay Company and were bought up now. And we're happy to be here serving communities such as this. And I've got a special guest with me here today. This is Tim. Tim is the store manager here. And you know what? I'm just going to ask Tim to tell us a little bit about how'd you get started, Tim? How'd you get started at the Northwest Company?
Well, I started, I was working at Walmart at the time. I worked there for 15 years, well, 10 years, and then 3 years for Loblaws, and then another 4 years, and I had a phone call from a recruiter, asked me if I wanted to move up north. Ah. So I'm like, oh, he says, have you ever heard of the Northern Stores? And I'm from Northern Ontario, so I have. So I was like, yeah, I've heard of Northern Stores. So I went home that night. My wife says, what's on your mind? I said, oh, nothing, don't worry about it, it's all good. Then she asked me again, and I said, well, I got a phone call today from a recruiter if we wanted to move up north. Yeah. Work for the Northwest Company, work in the Northern Store. So I said, I know what it is. And she says, well, what is it? And I said, well, they sell everything from soup to nut, and soup to trucks, and everything in between. So she says, well, that sounds pretty interesting. So away we went. We decided, you know what? Yes, let's do it. And we had an interview over on the computer, and she got to see what the Northern Store was about. And she's like, okay, let's sell everything. And we moved up north, and first store we went to was Garden Hill. And that's where I trained with Ian and Lisa, and we trained there for 6 months, and then went to Wasagamak for 5 weeks for relief.
Those are some neat places, in fact, because I just came from there.
Yeah.
It's like you're like the Northern Island dweller there.
Yeah.
Because so you were on Stevenson Island running the Garden Hill store, right?
Yeah.
And then you moved to Wasagamak, which had their store on the little box island.
Yeah.
And now you're here, which is an island.
Which is an island, yeah. Yeah. So
you're an island guy, man.
I knew there was going to be different adventures with the Northwest Company, but when I got to Stevenson Island, we went on a helicopter, we went on boats to get across, we went on actually a hovercraft. Oh. So, I mean, this is all like, wow, man, this is cool, being able to do something that you don't normally get to do.
So Walmart didn't put you out on many helicopters or
hovercrafts? No, not really, no. So, and then when we were in Wasagamak, they offered us a store in Sandy Lake. It was the first big decision we had to make, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. So we went, we were in Sandy Lake for 10 years.
Oh, nice.
We left a lot of good friends, family.
I bet.
We have actually 3 beautiful goddaughters in Sandy Lake still.
Really? Oh, man.
Juanita, Margaret, and Paisley. So,
to them.
yeah, we miss them dearly. And then we moved here last April. We got here right before our breakup, and it was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen was the breakup. I came and let one of our dogs out, and I heard it sound like wind. So I ran in and looked at my phone, and it said 5 km/h winds. I came back to the patio door, looked out, and there's a pile of ice probably 30 or 40 feet high. It was unbelievable. It was the rumble. It was the rumble of the ice that was making that noise. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're a sense of adventure kind of guy.
Yeah,
so this suits you, hey?
Yeah, we get involved, and it's like being down south. If you want to become a Lions member or kinsman or get involved in groups, you got to do it up north too. I mean, that's the fire department here is fantastic. I mean, we have meetings every Wednesday, and it gets you to meet people, and
Way to go. That community involvement.
Yeah.
I always encourage that
Yeah.
too, to have that
Yeah.
community involvement and find that work-life balance.
That's right.
And make the place your own and have a home.
That's right. And that's what it is. I mean, you can't, if you want to come up and work, great, but make it home. Like, otherwise you're not going to enjoy it as much as what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I find anyways.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Like, I worked for Walmart for 15 years altogether, and Loblaws for 3. And I've been with Northwest Company for almost 13. It'll be 13 years in September. And by far, it is the best company I've worked for. They do take care of you. You have to take care of them, though. It's a give and take, right?
There's always times you're working extra, you're doing more.
Yeah.
But you don't feel as bad about it when it goes both ways. Eh?
That's right. The housing guy, Sean, he's fantastic. Like, we just got new patio furniture, and because we enjoy being outside. We built a rec room in the basement here, actually, because I built it. I said, just get me the supplies, I'll build it. He's like, okay.
So they supplied the outdoor furniture for you.
Yeah,
the patio,
yeah.
And then also whatever you needed to work on your house inside.
Yeah, so, and it's nice. So in the summer now, you go down to the rec room, it's nice and cool in the basement, right? So it makes life a lot easier. It's, like I said, it's a great company.
Right on. You got a snowmobile?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're gonna get a snowmobile in this country,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
When I was in Sandy, I had a Skidoo.
Oh, right on.
We had a boat motor, Skidoo, 2 4-wheelers, and a side-by-side.
Hey, all right. I love that kind of thing, and it's endless in this area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fishing up north is. I lived in Kenora for 10 years, and Kenora has Lake of the Woods, but Lake of the Woods has never seen anything. Doesn't compare to anything up north for fishing. Fishing is phenomenal, and then the moose hunting. I'm an avid hunter in the fall. I buy a tag every year. And I guarantee to get a bull tag every year because nobody else applies up there. And I get a moose tag, and then I usually get a moose. And it was probably the greatest feeling I've ever had. When you get moose or ducks or fish down south, nobody usually gives it away because you might not get it for years or whatever, right?
Right, you limited entry on your moose.
That's
you might
right.
not get a tag for 5 years.
That's right. Here, so we got a moose, and I kept, maybe 30 pounds of meat.
Oh yeah?
The rest we took to the elders.
Oh, nice.
And I tell you, I could have took $1,000 or took moose meat, and they were so much more appreciated for the moose meat. It was the greatest, and it made you feel really good, we dropped fish off in memorials or whatever. If we had a bunch of fish, we'd drop them off so they can cook it, and so.
Yeah, I've learned that from the cultures around here. Of these places, they're very much like that, right?
Yeah.
Very much sharing in what they take from the land. It's always the sharing.
Like, I've been here a year, and I haven't got a moose tag here, so I haven't been moose hunting here at all. And I got a couple chunks of moose meat in my freezer because people have dropped it off. Yeah.
Is that ever neat? And even you being kind of new yet, already
Yes.
sharing with and accepting you into the community.
Yeah. Actually, 2 days ago, I just got a goose. The fire chief, he gave me a goose. He says, "Do you like goose meat?" I said, "Oh, I love goose." I mean, and so he dropped it off. So yeah,
right on.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah,
There's days where you're just like, oh man, Mama always told me there's gonna be days like this. Well, you come home and you sit down and you're thinking, holy smokes, the water line broke, this froze, all this. But you know what? It all works out, and the next day is a totally different thing. So
I'm glad you said that, because it ain't all sunshine,
No,
we have our difficulties in remote locations for sure.
But
where you're working darn hard.
yeah, that's right.
And other days where you get to go out and get a moose or bring in one of the nicest fish you ever caught.
Or honestly, just come out here in the morning, sit down and have a coffee on the day off. Ah, it's nice and cool usually every morning, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Lovely. Thanks, Tim. Thanks so much for taking the time with me.
Oh,
today. I
no
wanna shake your
problem.
hand.
No
You're
thanks.
doing a great job here for being such a great manager and member of the Northwest Company, for all you've done in Sandy Lake and now here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's a great adventure in life. It's been a great, good career.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
All
you
right.
very much. All right, folks. Well, you've seen it here. Thanks for watching. And hey, go north. Tell them go north, Tim.
Go north.
Thank you. Beauty.
All right.
I think that's going to be awesome.